Hey everyone, how you doing today? It's me, David, in the Beatles corner. We are collecting the Beatles 101. I think it must have been over a year ago. I did a video comparing different versions of the album Revolver and which version I enjoyed the best. I figured I've gotten a couple of more copies of different, I don't want to say versions, but different pressings of Revolver from different countries, and I wanted to update the video and tell you right now, September 2023, which version of Revolver sounds best to me, which pressing from which country and all that. So here we go. All right, we're back. So, Revolver. I would have to say, just as a preface, Revolver is probably the greatest Beatles album. Well, I like it better than Sgt. Pepper. To me, it's where the Beatles hit their pinnacle, their peak of creativity. I feel with Sgt. Pepper, is a good album. It's overrated. They did a lot of creative tricks, engineered creatively, did things no one's done before. But for me, Revolver is it. It has got to be my favorite. Probably, I feel the best of the Beatles albums. So let's take a look at, as of September 2023, which version or pressing of Revolver I like the best. And I'm not throwing the USA version in here because to me it's an abbreviated version of Revolver. 3 of the songs were left off and put on the Yesterday and Today album. In the previous video I said it was something new. So as a correction, And Your Bird Can Sing, I'm Only Sleeping, and Dr. Robert were left off of this album in the States and thrown onto Yesterday and Today, which was released earlier than this. So here we go. I will talk about the USA version, but we're not going to talk about. There we go. So 6 different variations from 1969 up until 2022 of Revolver. Least favorite to the favorite, and here we go. So my least favorite version, the version I would tell you not to buy unless you're completing a collection, is this one's a 1969 Horzu German Odeon SHZE 186 catalog number Revolver. Not only is the sound quality flat, but I noticed a couple of dropouts. So the tape that Odeon got from EMI at Abbey Road, that copy must have had a couple of dropouts in the tape, and that's what the Germans used at Odeon, and that's what they pressed, and that's what the Germans got until the mid-70s or so. And not the best version sound-wise of Revolver. So there you go. I would stay away from that one. The next one, we're going to go to a CD. This is from 1987. The 1987 compact disc debut of this fine Beatles album. Digital mastering back then. It was in its infancy. And so they had to, I gotta do this from memory. I'm probably gonna do a video CD versus analog, but, or digital versus analog. But as I remember, they had to, because the sound quality on a CD was so much better, sonic sound, than what we could get on vinyl, they had to monkey around and basically cut off a lot of the high frequencies and kind of cut off some of those low frequencies. So with that in mind, when I say that this is flat and lifeless, kind of like the middle of a sandwich, that's what I was getting when I was listening to this. I listened to this CD. I got this special for this video. I sold, years ago, I sold off my Beatles CD collection. I'm regretting it now. But I bought this just for this video. Picture a hamburger. You know, you grill up a burger on charcoal, and you got a toasted sesame seed bun, one of those big ones, not a wimpy little thing, but big one. And you got lettuce, tomato, onion, ketchup, mayonnaise. And my mouth's watering right now. And then you just bite into it, and that's not what you get with this version. Basically, you're getting a pan-fried burger patty with some ketchup on it, and that's it. You're getting a hamburger, but it's not what exactly you're expecting. And that's kind of like with this CD version of Revolver from 1987. Yes, it's Revolver. Yes, you're getting the full album and the music. No, you're not getting the full sound experience. There we go with that. So there we are. Next one is, I expect a lot from the German press albums. I expect a lot from the Japanese press albums. This is from the Beatles Forever series. The catalog number AP8443. And we are doing just stereo versions of Revolver. Nothing in mono. When I listened to it, I noted it is a balanced sounding album, but it favors the treble, the high end a lot more. Not a lot of bottom end that I could hear on this. And even let's deduct some points for the packaging. It looks like, let's go side by side with the German. This looks like it's a photocopy of an album cover. Even the back cover, it just looks like a photocopy. It feels like not a lot of oomph went into this version of Revolver from Japan. I expect more from the Japanese. They're perfectionists. We should have gotten a better version of Revolver from the Japanese. Next, I had a problem ranking the top three. So this is what we're going to do. I'm kind of having a tied for second place. I can't believe I'm doing this. And then we're going to get number one. Now, tied for second, we've got the 2012 vinyl version of the 2009 digital remaster. And then tied with that is the 2022 CD. I don't have it on vinyl. The CD version of the 2022 Giles Martin and Sam Okell remaster. Why is this tied for second? Both, to me, sound awesome. They sound great. They sound phenomenal. This sounds like 1966. This sounds like 2022. So this CD, to me, sounds more like a modern version of the album. This sounds more like the original 66 version. And I did years ago have a vinyl version of the original British version, which I don't have any longer. Stupid me. But this sounds more like the original. And even though we're not going to be talking much about the American version, I did give this is a 1976 pressing on this orange label of the American Revolver. Sonically, they sound almost alike. So both are well balanced. Bass, everything sounds great. So this sounds very similar to that original 66 version. And this CD, I had my doubts about it, but it does sound, the only way I can describe it, it sounds like it's been cleaned up and balanced for modern ears. Nothing's lost. To me, it sounds phenomenal. So I'm doing the two of those in a tie. So my favorite one has got to be, going back, we're sandwiching the German versions. So this German version, EMI Electrola on the Apple label, catalog number 1C07204097. This version squeaks by. I mean, it was a close with the number 2, number 3 spot, number 2 spots. Whatevs. Killer bass, sounds loud. Everything that Horzu version was supposed to be is what this is. It is on the Apple label. You'll see the little rectangular Apple logo there above the name of the album. Just a great loud version of this album. It's loud. It's got killer bass. It is like, this is the one that you break out on special occasions when you want a special treat. That beats. And I was hoping that this 2022 edition would have been more like with that killer bass, but it wasn't. That is my favorite version of Revolver. German, Apple. I think it's from the late 70s, around 1980s, early 80s. Just a great version. And you're going to pay a bit on eBay for that particular version of the album. So there you go. My favorite versions of Revolver. If we had gotten a proper version of Revolver here in the States, and that's what that 1976 version would have been, that would have been up there, probably in the number 2 spot, beating out the recent, the 2009 digital remaster, 2012 vinyl, and the 2022 version. But because it would have sounded more like the original, all analog. So there you go. Revolver by the Beatles. So until next time, it's me, David, coming to you from the Beatles Corner. We are collecting the Beatles 101. Hope you have a good day. Happy collecting, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching.